In the rolling hills of Pennsylvania, the echoes of war reverberated through the lush green landscape. The year was 1863, and the nation stood divided, torn asunder by ideologies, passions, and the rattle of musketry. The Battle of Gettysburg loomed on the horizon, a clash of titans that would shape the course of history. But amidst the thundering cannons and the clash of bayonets, there were stories untold, tales of bravery, sacrifice, and the unyielding spirit of those who fought for freedom. In the quaint town of Gettysburg, the summer air was heavy with anticipation and dread. Union and Confederate forces converged upon the fields, their ranks swelling with eager volunteers and seasoned veterans alike. Among them was Samuel Johnson, a young farmer-turned-soldier who had left his home in Massachusetts to join the fight for liberty. Samuel had seen the horrors of war before, having fought in the Battle of Bull Run, where the earth had trembled beneath the thunder of cannons and the cries of the fallen had haunted his dreams. But now, as he stood in the shadow of Cemetery Ridge, he felt a sense of purpose stirring within him. He was ready to face whatever fate awaited him on the blood-soaked fields of Gettysburg. As the sun rose on July the 1st, 1863, the first shots of the battle rang out, tearing through the tranquil morning air like a harbinger of doom. Samuel's heart raced as he joined his comrades in the charge, the ground quaking beneath their feet as they advanced into the fray. The battle was fierce and unforgiving, with men falling on both sides like wheat before the scythe. But amidst the chaos and carnage, Samuel fought with a courage born of desperation and determination. He watched as his friends fell around him, their faces contorted in agony as they breathed their last upon the field of honor. Yet still, he pressed on, his bayonet gleaming in the sunlight as he drove back the Confederate onslaught time and time again. As the battle raged on into its second day, Samuel found himself face to face with an adversary unlike any he had encountered before. Across the smoke-filled battlefield, he saw a regiment of black soldiers marching proudly into battle, their faces set with grim determination as they prepared to meet the enemy head-on. Among them was Elijah Freeman, a former slave who had enlisted in the Union Army to fight for the cause of freedom. He had endured unspeakable hardships in his quest for liberty, from the lash of the overseer's whip to the sting of prejudice and injustice. But now, as he stood shoulder to shoulder with his fellow soldiers, he felt a sense of pride swelling within him. He was no longer a slave, but a man fighting for his own destiny. As the two regiments clashed on the battlefield, Samuel and Elijah found themselves locked in a deadly dance of death. Their bayonets flashed in the sunlight as they fought tooth and nail for supremacy, each refusing to yield an inch of ground to the other. But even as they exchanged blows, a mutual respect began to blossom between them, forged in the crucible of battle. In the midst of the chaos, Samuel and Elijah found themselves fighting side by side, their differences forgotten in the heat of the moment. Together, they stood as brothers in arms, united by a common purpose and a shared desire for freedom. And as the battle raged on around them, they knew that they would stand or fall together, bound by the bonds of comradeship and courage. As the sun dipped below the horizon on the third and final day of battle, the fate of the nation hung in the balance. The fields of Gettysburg were littered with the fallen, their blood staining the earth crimson as the cries of the wounded echoed through the night. But amidst the despair and devastation, there was a glimmer of hope, a flickering flame of defiance that refused to be extinguished. With one final desperate charge, the Union forces broke through the Confederate lines, sending their foes reeling in disarray. Samuel and Elijah fought side by side, their hearts filled with a fierce determination to see the battle through to its bloody conclusion. And as the last echoes of gunfire faded into the night, they knew that victory had come at a heavy price. In the days that followed, the town of Gettysburg lay in ruins, its streets choked with the wreckage of war. But amidst the rubble, there was a sense of quiet determination, a steely resolve to rebuild and renew what had been lost. Samuel and Elijah stood as testament to the courage and sacrifice of those who had fought and died on the fields of Gettysburg, their bond forged in the fires of battle. And as they looked to the horizon, towards a future filled with uncertainty and possibility, they knew that the echoes of Gettysburg would resonate through the annals of history, a testament to the enduring spirit of those who had dared to dream of a better tomorrow.